Hello everyone, Councillor David Hitchmo here. I wanted to make a video about the most recent Knowsley Council Cabinet meeting, which happened just before the full council meeting. Why I felt this was important was that the potential Padel project coming to Kirkby Town Centre was discussed, which, as I've mentioned, is to be funded by 2.5 million of the Kirkby Neighbourhood Board funding. And it turns out, when reading the report around this, that a further £1 million of resources will come from the approved Kirkby Evening Economy Investment Reserve, which was approved by Cabinet in 2016, and importantly was around the cinema project proposed at the time. Of course, I encourage everyone to watch the webcast themselves. I'll pick up on a few points here, but they're of course confirmed by the webcast itself. Firstly, around 1 minute 58 into the video, Council Leader Graham Morgan declares that he does have a personal preferential interest in the item to be discussed, and he will be excusing himself, and Councillor Tony Brennan will be taking over. At the time of making this video, the nature of the preferential interest has not been made public, but this is to be included in the minutes. Now, at around 3 minutes 58 into the webcast, Councillor Tony Brennan says that in the report, a business case has been put forward for a purpose-built facility to be built on Cherryfield Drive, and he says that this is something that residents have called for in multiple consultations. This is something that I am certainly not aware of, and if residents have called for a purpose-built Padel facility to be built on the site, I would welcome the council showing what evidence they have of this. Now, at around 4 minutes 24 into the webcast, Tony Brennan says that contrary to a handful of views that this is not the best use of the site, Padel is one of the fastest growing sports both nationally and internationally. From what I've seen, and I think honestly from what anyone on any social media site will have seen, it is certainly not simply a handful of views being expressed that this is not the best use of the money. You will see that the majority, and I'm confident saying the majority of people, have expressed at least concerns with the plans, and a very large number have openly said that this is not the best use and are opposed to the plans. Again, I welcome the decision makers behind this proposal showing what the evidence is that the people of Kirkby want a purpose-built Padel court to be built using the Kirkby Neighbourhood Board money. I would like to add, although informal, I did request the views of Kirkby residents be sent to me directly, expressing what they think on the Padel courts. I tried to keep the question neutral, and I did get responses both in favour and against the proposals. But again, very much it is clear that it is overwhelmingly not supported by the respondents. At around 5 minutes 35 into the video, again, Councillor Tony Brennan suggests that the site is expected to generate 300 plus visitors to the town centre a day. I would welcome an explanation of where that figure has come from, as according to their own report, and I'm reading directly from it, figures published by the Lawn Tennis Association in May 2025 show that by the end of 2024, more than 400,000 adults and juniors have played Padel at least once in the preceding 12 months. As taking the population of the UK to be approximately 70 million, this would indicate that around 0.6% of the population is expected to play Padel at least once a year. Taking the population of Kirkby to be 47,000 people, this would give us around 270 people playing Padel in Kirkby at least once a year. Now, I appreciate that is a simplification, but ultimately the benefit of this money should go to the people of Kirkby. And if that's the sort of numbers we're looking at, people using the Padel site at least once a year, that's a very small number. It is then stated that the centre would be a council-owned asset, which would then be licensed to an operator. My question there, and I think very valid concern, is Padel has this level of popularity right now. Can we guarantee that that popularity and growth in popularity will be sustained into 10 years into the future? In that case, would the council be owning this asset, in inverted commas, a Padel centre, when the need for a Padel centre has passed us by? Are we taking the liability? And this is exactly why I have expressed personally that I'd certainly be in favour of a private Padel operator, a business person, putting forward a case to open a Padel centre in Kirkby. That would be an operator operating as a business where the interest is. That would mean that I hope for all the success for that operator, but it would mean that the council or the people of Kirkby, whatever way you want to look at it, aren't left with the liability of holding this site if there isn't the interest. I mean, what will come of the site if Padel does become a fad that passes? From around 7 minutes 50 into the video, Councillor Jane Lonergan speaks. The councillor says that there has been some snipes on social media from the usual serial objectors. I feel that that is wrong to represent the concerns that residents have expressed on social media as snipes and from serial objectors. Residents in Kirkby care about their community, care about their town centre, and care about what the money from the Pride in Place funding is spent on. So I feel it is very wrong from the councillor to describe the residents' concerns as snipes from serial objectors. Around 9 minutes 45 into the video, Councillor Donnelly speaks, again reiterating that the concerns of the community are seen as moaners and serial objectors. That's how the concerns are viewed, and says that we have been stunned by how many people see this as a positive thing, which again simply doesn't reflect reality, and I would be eager for the Cabinet to show how they can back up those rather surprising claims. These are comments from the three councillors which unfortunately show a distinct lack of understanding of Kirkby and a distinct lack of knowledge of what the people of Kirkby actually want. I've put some challenges in this video where I've openly welcomed the Cabinet or decision makers to provide evidence for what they're claiming, to provide evidence that this is what the people of Kirkby want. And if they don't have that evidence, I think it is imperative that they carry out some sort of further consultation with the people of Kirkby, asking the simple question of, do you want £2.5 million of the Pride in Place funding to be spent on a paddle court in Kirkby Town Centre?